trees. This is the original Wolsfeld family farm. And because you don't see any big trees, that's because they all got cut down for agriculture. And you know about Minnesota, we're big agriculture, right? There were huge swaths of that beautiful forest that you just walked out of where you could actually walk from Minneapolis to Duluth and see nothing but trees, right? But because farming and people moved to Minnesota, lots of that forest was cut down. And that's why this piece of property was set aside, because of the beauty of those big trees back there. And what we're on now is what was the original Wolsfeld farm. And they had, the reason that this farm did not take over all those woods we just walked through is because of the terrain. You feel the hill we're on right now?
Yeah.
It's really hilly. Most of the area where the big trees are also hilly and hard to farm. So the Wolsfeld family didn't farm that part we just left. They made a maple syrup plantation. So all those, there's lots of maple trees back there in those big trees, and the Wolsfeld family had a big maple syrup production facility. So that's one of the things that's important to remember, is that the only reasons there are any really big parts of the woods left, any big stretches of woods, is because agriculture couldn't work where that land is. And that's important to remember. Anytime you go into a place, remember, where you see big giant trees and lots of them, that's very special and very rare. And there's something we need to remember. We don't want to leave litter or leave food or drop things and not pick them up. We'll talk about it at one of our meetings about the guidelines of leave no trace camping.
Yeah.
In other words, when we go into a special place like this, we want to make sure that we leave it better than we found it. So if we see trash, if we see bottle caps, if we see cans, we want to pick them up and bring them to a trash can and not leave them in the woods. Okay, that's a responsibility that we have for the future, for people who enjoyed this piece of property 100 years from now. We want to try and keep it as clean as we can. Okay? Okay, you guys can take off straight uphill.
Yay. Straight uphill.